Hi, I'm Isaac Suzuki. For this reflective analysis film, I am going to discuss about the 3 guerrilla films I have created. Those 3 films are The Inequality, Why Are Refugees, Bread Edition, and The Sun State Chronicles 2. The Inequality was the first film I have chosen to make. My original intention for this film was to create a 3-minute anonymous interview film featuring selections of 20 to 30 short interviews. However, due to extreme difficulties of finding a good interviewee on the public streets, the final film only features 3 anonymous interviewees. I have successfully overcome the problem of the interview film by focusing more on the taboo side of the local West Hounslow society. This includes the misconviction of illegal immigrants and hate crimes. The Inequality was originally going to be cancelled mostly due to the lack of interviewees. Although I didn't expect the interview film to have a dark tone to it, from the guerrilla film lectures I had done after filming, I can now announce that I have definitely took the right approach for the interview film. I personally think that the major influences for the anonymous interview film I have made was the original ideology of guerrilla films as a low-budget alternative cinema made by the Cuban people. I have only interviewed the strangers in the street because I would like to address the extreme difficulties of communicating to the absolute strangers in the public. The second film, Why Are Refugees, Bread Edition, was actually started out as an accident. My original ideas for the Inequality one-shot films were to either use web images or to use a flip note with text and images. However, I wasn't satisfied with the 2 proposed approaches during the pre-production stage. One Saturday or Sunday morning, I have burnt the bread in the oven. Unfortunately, the burnt bread has become literally inedible. However, I have suddenly came up with a better idea. I have chosen to use these burnt breads as an important prop for the film. The initial version of the film unintentionally featured a phrase with a negative nuance of racism. So I have changed the dialogue from mistreated having an inherited disease to mistreated as an illegal immigrant. Although the creation of the film might have been accidental, the key concepts of the inequality themes could be referenced by George Furtado's film Island of Flowers. In areas of class difference, the distribution of food. The main reason why I have took the home video quickies approach for this refugees film is because I wanted to portray the links and the relationship between food and refugees. I was able to successfully achieve this feel by utilizing the camcorder. The third film, The Sun State Chronicles 2, The Letter from the Maiden, was the biggest project out of the 3 films. My intentions for this short animated film was to create a spiritual sequel to the prologue to the Summer's Day, the experimental short film I had made during the second year, and as a tribute to a very old Flash animation series, The Mother Mars. The initial problems which arose during the pre-production stage of the film were the massive numbers of frames required for the animations due to the fact that the animation was hand-drawn, and to find a good narrative which fit the theme of the letter from the loved ones. Luckily, I was able to overcome these problems by reusing and redrawing animation assets, and I have ensured that the narrative was appropriate to the theme by making two contrasting versions of the film, utilizing different voice acting, music, caption, and language. The initial version of the film switched the scenes a bit too quickly, making the viewers feel disorientated. The scene switch was slowed down, and several narrative-related scenes were added in the final version of the film. The other key inspirations I had during the creation of this animation film are the Obstruction 4 cartoon from the 5 Hour Instructions by Jorgen Leff and Lars von Trier. I really wanted to make an analog feel to the animation whilst combining it with digital technology. Before uploading the final versions of the film into the Roehampton Guerrilla's YouTube account, I have uploaded the initial version of the 3 films into my YouTube account, Studio Murakoshi. Here's the data for the total number of current views. The Sun State Chronicle 2 was also uploaded to Newgrounds.com. From the Guerrilla Film module, I have learned about the obscure, unique side of alternative film culture, which focuses more on the message, the darker themes, which majority of the mainstream tends to overlook in its slightly grotesque yet emotional form. As an individual, the Guerrilla Film module has encouraged me to become more independent as a film creator, proving yourself as either if you're going to the mainstream or the cult side of things. The module tested my film skills and if I am eligible enough to make an essential films for the audience to view. Should I take an auteur approach, or should I take a community-based approach? Harry Jenkins' convergence culture, where old and new media collides, considers about the mainstream circulation of media content and the participatory cultures in general for the introduction. The Guerrilla Film module has told to me a much more diverse perspective of people living in this world as an individual, as a community, as a group, as in a much more freedom country or less freedom country. Nevertheless, it taught me a more emotional styles and messages and themes for what I need to elaborate. In conclusion, I am very satisfied with the Guerrilla Film module, and I really would like to use my experiences of the Guerrilla films and the styles which I have experimented and analyzed during the lectures and making 3 guerrilla films into my future works. Thanks for watching.